It's been a busy 3 days here at Road America, but it's now time to break the silence on a Sunday morning with USF Pro 2000. My name is Rob Howden, the voice of the series, joined by the driver who will roll off from pole here today for TJ Speed Motorsports. A great drive there for Christian Weir in qualifying. Christian, yesterday, starting up front, didn't have really the run you wanted, but the great thing about these doubleheaders, a chance to come back and do it again today. You're going to be P1 coming to the green flag. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously it feels great to be on pole. It's my first one of the season and my first one in a while, to be honest. Obviously, I have the best run in turn one. Michael D'Orlando was able to convert it to a win yesterday, so I'm really hoping to be able to do the same thing and lead every lap.
Obviously, one of the key things right now is this racetrack. We saw what happened yesterday. Even the IndyCar drivers were off track all over the place during their qualifying sessions. You had a little bit of an issue. A lot of drivers had issues. What is the struggle with the racetrack right now? Is it just kind of the grip levels, or is it all about carrying so much more speed through the corners?
Yeah, right now it's just one line. So I struggled with that yesterday. It was offline a little bit, and it caused a few mistakes. So I feel like hopefully leading a few more laps, I can stay on line a little better and just keep it on the track.
One of the things we've always seen over the years here in this USF Pro Championships is that Road America is kind of that point where the rookies kind of start stepping up, right? We watched you do that in USF 2000. You were strong here. This year, though, man, you've been getting better and better, faster and faster than your other teammates, which obviously is good as a rookie driver. How do you feel? Do you feel like maybe you're starting to come into your own now getting all these races under your belt?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot better. Ever since Indy, I feel like we've been taking a step every single session, and obviously it's paying off today and yesterday. So, I mean, yeah, it feels great. I mean, we've been working so hard just to get to this point, and I didn't expect it so soon, but I'm sure glad we did it now.
So you got a chance to watch Michael D'Orlando win yesterday. You were on the racetrack. I'm sure you'll go back and look at some video. Anything you were able to pull out of that, glean from his performance that could maybe help you, the patience he showed?
Yeah, I feel like, I know he was back behind me at one point before I ended up making a mistake. So it shows us how easy it is to pass around here, and it doesn't really matter if you fall back a little bit. So just keeping in the race is really important around here.
Talent is obvious, the speed is here, and the time maybe for a race win for the driver starting on pole. Christian Weir for TJ Speed looking to roll off P1. After this break, I'll come back and give you the full driver lineup.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready? And it's all thanks to Kyle. Thank you. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things, like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper Endura Maxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Road America, welcome race fans to the L&W Supply Grand Prix of Road America. This 4.014-mile, 14-turn road course about to go live with 20 drivers in the USF Pro 2000 Championship presented by Cooper Tires. The top rung of this USF Pro Championship ladder system that starts with USF Juniors, feeds into USF 2000, and then watches these drivers move to Pro 2000 to get themselves dialed in to a jump into the Indy Next program in 2024. My name's Rob Howden, joined throughout the race here today by the voice of Road America, Eric Miller. Looking forward to what should be a solid run. We're probably 5 minutes away from getting things rolling here right now. Eric, we got the driver introductions coming momentarily, but some hectic racing yesterday. We had some yellows in this race. I think that dialed up the intensity and the anxiety about trying to move forward. Yellows breed yellows, so we had a lot of those early. Hopefully, hoping for a cleaner race here today.
We'd certainly like the pace car not to lead the most laps, unfortunately. It's what we saw yesterday over both events. Going to have a little bit of speedy dry to contend with on the hill from 5 to 6 this morning. Yesterday afternoon had a little bit of a rough oil down situation. So our drivers are going to have to adjust to some changing track conditions over the course of the first opening laps.
As we dive in here, let's have a look. It is currently 63 degrees trackside temperature, so more similar to what we saw during yesterday morning's qualifying session. So, again, that's part of the equation that the engineers and drivers need to look at in terms of getting the chassis dialed in, the setup they selected to run this second race of a doubleheader here at Road America. 20 drivers set to roll off onto the racetrack. Let's have a look at the grid. Starting at the tail of the field in the 10th row, Lindsey Brewer for Exclusive Autosport in the C4 Smart Energy number 93. Lindsey had a really good run yesterday and was able to work her way forward, made some solid passes and was up on speed. Watch for her to work her way forward once again. She'll start alongside Jack William Miller in the Miller Vinatieri Motorsports number 40 machine. Miller has been struggling for speed. They did some work on the car last night and potentially did some work on the gearbox, maybe changing some gear stacks. We'll see how that plays out for Jack William Miller. He's going to start 19th. Row number 9 from the outside, the fastest Badger here in Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin student Yuvan Sundaramurthy for Exclusive Autosport in the number 90. Again, looking to change his fortunes on the weekend. Been a rough weekend so far, although a solid finish yesterday for Yuvan. He'll start 18th. Alongside him, it'll be a long run forward, but Jordan Missig from Pabst Racing got himself all the way to third yesterday on the podium. We'll see how far forward he can come here today, but the Illinois resident who has lots of time on this racetrack, whether it is this program here in the Formula Regional Americas. He's also raced here in the Radical Cup program, in the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series. Lots of experience here at Road America. Even though with the repave, watch for Jordan Missig in the number 19 to work his way forward. Moving up to row number 8, driver looking for a bounce back as well from Sweden, a winner earlier in the year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road course. For Exclusive Autosport, it's the Swede Joel Gramforce in the number 92. He'll start on the outside of row number 8 alongside Nicholas Montiero in the Neotech number 81. Had a mechanical issue yesterday, was not able to take the green, so Montiero looking to turn his first race laps here at the iconic Road America. Up to row number 7, another driver who has had success here before. USF 2000 race winner last year, Jace Denmark in the number 20, starting in the seventh row outside piece 14 for Denmark out of Scottsdale, Arizona. For Pabst Racing, and on the inside, Kiko Porto, former USF 2000 champion and a multi-time USF Pro 2000 winner. Porto in the number 12 for D-Force Racing, starting 13th. Row 6 will have Bajoy Garg on the outside for D-Force Racing in the number 7, the Californian, alongside Reese Usajima, who ran up front in race number 1. Struggled a bit, moved backwards, but has the pace on the weekend to potentially go for his first series race win. Usajima for J. Howard Driver Development. Driving that number 6 machine starting in 11th. Row number 5 now into the top 10. Jackson Lee at Avon, Indiana. Big speed there, but got some contact from behind at the start of race number 1. Left him in the gravel trap on the outside at turn 3. He's looking for redemption here at race number 2. Jackson Lee for turn 3 Motorsport in the number 47 starting 10th. And on the inside, a winner from the Freedom 90 on the oval at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. For Exclusive Autosport, Salvador de Alba, the Mexican, in the number 91 starting in the 9th position. We'll move now to row number 4 on the outside. Another Mexico driver, Ricardo Escoto for J. Howard Driver Development in the number 4. And starting in 7th position, the point leader right now in the number 99 out of Brooklyn, New York. That is Miles Rowe. Second place in race number 1 yesterday. Now a 47-point lead over Francesco Pizzi. A solid run for Rowe yesterday. Patience. Didn't need to go for the race win. And even with that runner-up finish, extending that point lead out to what is a very impressive 47 now as we head into the second half of the season. Moving to row number 3 on the outside, I mentioned Pizzi already, a solid drive yesterday in the 55 for TJ Speed. That puts him into second place in points. He'll start on the outside of row number 3 today, alongside the Irishman Jonathan Brown for Turn 3 Motorsports, which has 3 drivers in the top 5 here. Turn 3 rolled off the trailer well in testing on Thursday, and they have not let off the throttle. Brown in the number 2 starting P5. Row number 2 will have the rookie driver, his debut here in USF Pro 2000, running with that Turn 3 Motorsports. Lucas Saint-Jean out of Quebec, Canada in the number 3. It's been a solid weekend and a great debut in this program for Luca, who started the season in USF 2000, electing to make the jump up to this next level. He's had a strong run here at Road America. Alongside him, Liram Zendelli, looking for a bounce back after a rough day yesterday. Strong qualifying effort for race number 2. An inside row 2 start for the German, who will look to get that first win as well. Zendelli racing for Turn 3 Motorsports. 20 drivers in the field, put 2 on the front row off pole. Will be Michael D. Orlando, the driver who so much needed a win to get himself back in in championship contention. Indeed, able to get that victory yesterday. Was patient, went back to fourth, but got himself up into the second position. And again, getting things rolling. Engines have fired down on pit lane. We are underway. And again, getting ready to roll things here. Let's have a look at the final couple of drivers. Michael D'Orlando, as I said, on the off pole. Christian Weir on the pole position, the TJ Speed Motorsports, number 32. So Eric getting ready to go. Engines have fired up. The call to fire coming from Luke Goth, the guest of L&W Supply. And we are ready to go racing.
You know, this group had not a spectacular race for race one, but very honestly, these drivers are going to be focused. Had a chance to sleep on it overnight, make any last-minute changes here, but looking at this race course this morning, temperatures very similar to what we saw in qualifying 2 yesterday morning, straight away at the top of the 8 o'clock hour yesterday. So track conditions going to be very similar to what we saw during the qualifying session. And sunny skies, blue skies, Chamber of Commerce Elkhart Lake weather for the weekend, Rob. We are in for a fantastic race, too, I think, here in Pro.
Yeah, again, everybody coming in with a different mindset right now. You know, Miles Rowe with that point lead that he has now, 47 markers. He really can kind of just settle in, doesn't need to do anything crazy, just a solid top 5 result. He's going to come away with a solid point lead. But other drivers who have not yet scored the win are the ones that are going to be digging, right? Guys like Christian Weir, he wants that first victory starting from pole. I think more about a guy like Liram Zendelli. This is a guy with F3 and F2 experience. He has not yet showed what he's got. He needs a victory big time here right now to turn around his season. And then you go further back, like a driver like, Francesco Pizzi gets himself up to second in points. But that's 47 points back. He needs to make sure at the very least he's ahead of Miles Rowe.
Going back to Zendelli, he had a great showing yesterday for the first half of that race. Late in that run, they ended up with that red flag or the yellow flag back in the back half of the field near the kink, and it cost him a really solid top 5 finish for Liram. So, again, his experience in Europe plays in. This is probably the most European circuit that they're going to go to here in USF Pro 2000 at America's National Park of Speed. Field working the backside of the race course right now, trying to pick up the pace car. Looks like they are just getting into hurry downs now, so a half lap away from going green. Of course, the field kind of stretched out a little bit here into turn 5, letting some of these cars kind of sweep up a little bit of the speedy dry on the exit of turn 5. Happened yesterday late in the day. Had someone with a race vehicle marking its territory, unfortunately, from turn 5 to turn 6, just underneath the Corvette Bridge where the car eventually pulled off. So it's just up the hill there. So letting these drivers see the track conditions there. We see that typically 2-3 wide on that opening lap. So these drivers are going to have to be very careful coming up from turn 5 into turn 6.
Yeah, at least they got that one time to run through it, which was key. They were able to see what they're dealing with. So next time by, of course, they'll be at full speed. 20 drivers again set to go, as I said. Christian Weir and Michael D'Orlando on the front row, Liram Zendelli and Lucas St. John on row number 2, Jonathan Brown and Francesco Pizzi on row number 3. Again, down through the carousel, trying to build some heat into these Cooper tires before we get racing here. Looking forward to what should be a solid one. 15 laps, a wide 50-minute time limit to get this one here done. And again, the drivers rolling out here bright and early at 8 o'clock in the morning here on a beautiful Sunday. As I said before, 63 degrees. Going to get up to a high of potentially 76. Ideal day for racing here at Road America. And these young drivers who are just 2 steps away from the NTT IndyCar Series, looking to follow in the footsteps of guys like Pato O'Ward and, Renus VK that have come through this USF Pro Championship category. And again, here we go. This should be an interesting start. Like I said, everybody kind of with a different mindset coming into race number 2. Christian Weir, the young driver out of Illinois, got seat time at this particular track as well. He's looking for an opportunity to get that first win. But Michael D'Orlando, knowing where he is in points, 76 back in 7th. Could he go back-to-back jacks here at Road America? It would be huge. We got a driver pulled off into pit lane.
2 of them.
That is the number 1. A couple drivers have come into pit lane. Not sure what's going on here with Michael D'Orlando. 2 drivers into pit lane now. Unsure of what's happening. And again, away we go. Potential contact? I don't know what's going on. No, we're yellow. We are not running. Yellow flag. I'm not sure what is going on right now. Hoping to see if we can't get an update from someone. That's odd. So we're watching them come down pit lane. That's That's the front row. The front row has come into pit lane. Both Christian Weir and Michael D'Orlando coming into pit lane. They're going to work on the front of that car right now. There's an issue with the right front on D'Orlando. They're literally jumping on top, I think, of the wishbone, like potentially the leaders, maybe when scrubbing their tires, potentially got together. That's all I can think of, Eric, right now is the top two drivers are into pit lane right now from the front row. Were they scrubbing and then made contact?
It may have happened, but that is just very odd that you'd see that happen. But to lose your front row, especially your race winner from yesterday as well, that's going to really create a havoc in the back with those two fast cars hopefully being able to restart.
Well, listen, at the very least, if you've bent a wishbone, like you're going to bend it back down, but you can potentially get it close to straight. But the bottom line is you've stressed that suspension member. You're going to be worrying about that the entire weekend. This is nuts for the two drivers up front. And again, not something you expect. Warming up their tires, they make some issues.
And it looks like Michael D'Orlando is out of the car.
You're kidding me. D'Orlando out of the car. Contact on the warm-up lap. This is not something I have seen over the 10 years I've been doing this. Drivers out on the warm-up lap. Chris, the front row is gone. This is unbelievable. This is going to move Liram Zendelli and Lucas St. John up to the front row.
Right now, this is what Liram Zendelli needs, I think. He's got to just focus, and he's got to put together the race of his life right now just to try to, kind of mitigate and take advantage of the situation.
For a driver like D'Orlando, who got the win there, has the speed to be 76 points back with a chance to maybe claw another, 5, 6, 10 points back, and then to have that happen on track, unbelievable. That is crazy. So, again, the front row potentially out of this race. I don't see Weir moving right now. They're going to work on that. I think they've got the front. Again, it's right front for D'Orlando, left front for Weir. Literally banged wheels on the warm-up lap.
So consider this, because we did cross the start-finish line, the clock is winding. This lap counts.
Yes.
So this is lap 1 of this 15-lap race under yellow, and just disaster of the front. I'm
without words.
We're not speechless often, Rob, but we're speechless right now.
This is unbelievable. I don't know how that happens. You're not supposed to be near each other on the warm-up lap, right? You give yourself lots of room. Wow. All right. Well, listen, it's not like we haven't had a crazy weekend as it's been. Let's line them up with Zendelli and Zendelli and Lucas St. John on the front row. I'm still beside myself. Let's get back to it so we have something to focus on.
As fast as he was yesterday, Jordan Missig starting back now 13th technically with the front row deleted. He could very well much be a player here
100%.
if we get another opportunity for him to get a restart too.
So
traffic.
We've restacked them, folks. Let's go back up the hill. Time to go green flag racing. It doesn't matter what happens up front. These guys are ready to go. Zendelli on the inside. Outside, Lucas St. Jean off pole starting spot. Here's the green, and we're underway. Big jump from Pizzi in the back. May have been early, but the green flag flying. We'll go 3 wide. Big push from Jonathan Brown. He's going to get right on the gearbox of Zendelli coming down into turn number 1. They're 3 wide, a bit further back. Let's see if they can't funnel themselves through cleanly. Yeah, looks pretty good so far. Out of turn number 1, back down the hill, and we are rolling. Zendelli is going to get the lead, I believe, out of the gate. They'll get the position. That actually may have been Brown. We'll see as they come through here. A little tough there with the sun shining as it is here to start the day. Down into turn number 1 for the first time. Yeah, I believe that's Zendelli. Pizzi on the inside as well of Brown as they work their way underneath the Sargento Bridge. Down through into turn number 5 now. Pizzi to the inside. The 2 turn 3 cars running 3rd and 4th, 5th now for Miles Rowe. And again, he's able to kind of check back a bit as the drivers will come up through that speedy dry. Shallow entry to turn at number 6, top of the hill under the Corvette Bridge. 2 wide further back. Leaders, though, probably top 7 or 8 lining up. Everyone else scrapping. 2 wide through 7. Why not?
Field very stretched out now as they get towards turn 8. A few battles mid-pack, but this is kind of the patience that we wanted to see yesterday in race 1, that opening green flag lap. Those teams just seemingly just continuing to battle and attack right from the get-go. Let the car settle in, get some heat in the tires, and then go.
I have a feeling that I think Christian Weir looking out. I don't see him out there. I think they may have got him back onto the racetrack. I think they may be trying to fix the car of D'Orlando at this point. Even if he's a lap down, would be able to get back out and if there's another incident, try to gather up some points, because right now he'd be at the tail of the field. Right now, yeah, D'Orlando 18th, Christian Weir 19th. Bajoy Garg, I don't think making the start either, so an issue with Bajoy Garg. So we are left now with 17 drivers on the track. We'll give you the rundown as they come back through the opening circuit as Liram Zendelli, the German who is racing under the Albanian flag, out front right now as your race leader. They'll work their way to 14, and we'll give you the rundown. Looks like a couple of TJ Speed cars up front. Look at that battle further back between, I think, Jackson Lee and Rhys Ushijima. They'll come across the line to put lap number 2 in the books. Big run down into turn number 1. It's Zendelli, Brown. No, Pizzi in second, Brown in third. Fourth now. Oh, again, potentially 3 wide in a couple areas. That's Jordan Missing right in the middle there further back. We have got some aggressive racing early. Down the hill back to turn number 3. Zendelli. And then Pizzi. Brown runs third. We'll let live timing recycle as it's all jumbled up once again here on the laptop. Here they come down under the Sargento Bridge. Pizzi and Zendelli. Second and first respectively. Both these drivers looking for big runs here. Remember, Pizzi, second place in points, couple of spots ahead of Miles Rowe. It's a 47-point lead, but if you just chip away at it, you can find yourself getting there closer by the end of the season. Rowe running strongly P4.
2 wide back into turn 6, back in the pack. Look like Jack William Miller back there. Lindsey Brewer shotgun in the field right now, just trying to put her head down, get some laps in here early in this Pro 2000.
You see the big gap right there. Zendelli was the leader coming across the line. Pizzi, Brown, Rowe, and Ricardo Escoto in the 5th spot. Lucas St. Jean 6th. Salvador Alba up to 7th. Jackson Lee 8th. Jace Denmark 9th. Jordan Missing from 17th up into the top 10. Watch for him to be pushing his way forward here. Kiko Porto in 11th. Rhys Ushijima 12th. Joel Granforce 13th. Yuvan Sundar Murthy, Jack William Miller, Nicholas Montiero, and Lindsey Brewer. That's your lineup.
Little dust over in turn 12. Someone clipping the grass on the driver's left into the braking zone for Canada Corner. Going to be easy to do. It's been very dry here in the state of Wisconsin over the course of the last month and a half. So that's where you see puffs of dust. But definitely want to stay between the painted lines here at Road America with this new, fresh pavement.
4-driver breakaway up front, but a good battle right now with Jordan Missing, scrapping it out with Kiko Porto. I think Kiko may have been able to slip by, so I believe Kiko Porto now into the 10th spot. Missing goes back to 11th, but Zendelli and Pizzi trying to pull away. The gap between Rowe back to Escoto is over a second now, so the top 4 drivers stretching away early, and there's that battle further back as well. That is going to be, I believe, Ushijima, St. Jean, and Denmark. That is 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. We're watching come back down the hill.
Yeah, the battle between Kiko Porto as well as Jordan Missing side by side into turn 1, and Porto coming across the bow on the exit of turn 2.
Back under the Sargento Bridge again through turn 4 down to turn number 5. There is your front-running quartet. Good job for all those drivers right now. And there's a move further back. Escoto's can push back as Jackson Lee, I believe. Jackson Lee having his best run of the season as he's up to P5, leading that next group. Getting a little aggressive there as well. I got to say that's that battle I was just talking about a little further back with St. Jean and Ushijima and Denmark. Got some good racing all over the racetrack here right now. That's the tail of the field. You see them lining up as well. Drivers looking good so far. There's, I think, a move further back, potentially coming from Lindsey Brewer, going down the inside of Montiero over in turn number 8.
A couple of drivers looking to kind of just recover a little bit from yesterday. Jackson Lee, Salvador de Alba running 6th and 7th right now. Those are solid runs if they can keep that up, but they certainly had kind of a disastrous race 1 yesterday.
Yeah, Jackson Lee, part of an incident on the outside down into turn number 3 on the opening circuit. De Alba with that move to the inside for his teammate Granforth. Look at these guys, sets you wheel to wheel. Oh, that was tough. That was a scrappy one right there coming through the corner. That was 3rd and 4th. I think that was Miles Rowe going through to get P3, and that moved Brown back into the 4th spot. Good move down to the inside of Canada. And when you're kind of on the outside, that's really one of the things they've talked a lot about here throughout the weekend. Again, listen, anytime we have new pavement like this, there's going to be a period where lines are developing, right? We talk about it a lot at the oval tracks where you got to get that low line and the high line developed. You need the high line to get some good racing. We've got a good racing line here right now. Not so much grip when you're off the race line. That's going to develop the more you have 2x2 racing. This track will continue to season in throughout the year. It's going to be much different when we get here in 2024. We get some drivers making moves to the inside where there's not a lot of grip. They kind of push wide on the exit, and that's going to cause some contact here. Otherwise, the driver's knocking out some laps here now, which is solid. We've got lap number 4 in the books, working lap number 5 of 15. Again, a long 50-minute window for the category. Zandelli, Pizzi, Rowe, Brown, and Escoto were the top 5. We talked about the fact we'll look a little further back. I think Escoto's back into the position. Yeah, that's Escoto there. And a good move up. De Alba's made a move up. So Jackson Lee, who was up into 5th, has now worked his way, slipped back to 8th right now as Salvador De Alba and Reese Ushijima on the move. There's another pass there by a couple of, I want to say that's Jace Denmark. I think he got by both Lucas St. Jean and Jackson Lee. So move Denmark now potentially into 8th position. So again, the early laps of this USF Pro Championship category. These drivers, as we have said, making their way up into the Indy Next Series next year. Again, this is we're thrilled to have Discount Tires part of our program. $664,000, the scholarship, the Discount Tire Scholarship Program for these drivers, a champion to move to Indy next year. This weekend, folks, visit DiscountTire.com for instant savings of $110 on sets of Cooper tires. This promotion runs this weekend, June 16th to 18th. So again, DiscountTire.com. Order yourself a set of Cooper tires, instant savings of $110.
Great opportunity for these very young drivers to potentially move on to the next rung. But before you can get to next rung, you've got to put your head down and get some race wins, solid, consistent finishes. The biggest part of this is staying clean throughout the season. Just try not to junk your stuff.
Well, and again, this is a development program, and I know that a lot of drivers here want to focus on race wins. They're drivers, right? They're racers. They want to get that victory. They want to get on the podium. As we got a battle for the lead right now, down into turn number 1. There's a battle back here as well, side by side, coming over. That is De Alba, I think, getting by. De Alba's on the move here as well, Salvador De Alba. But we talk about consistency, and that's just getting good results in. You want to get as much seat time as you possibly can. Yeah, going for wins is big, but getting that seat time that you need. We have ourselves a scrap up front. I believe Pizzi may be into the lead in the number 55. We'll have a look. Look at these individual battles all the way through, side by side coming through. And no, Zandelli back to P1. Zandelli back to the lead. Pizzi 2nd, Rowe 3rd, Jonathan Brown 4th. Brown hanging out there, P4. Might not be the worst place to be because we have Michael D'Orlando up here in the booth with us for USF 2000 yesterday. What did he say? Hey, if you're P4, 5 to go, you can still win this if you got the patience. So I think Jonathan Brown, he's running there in 4th spot. He and Rowe kind of watching these two TJ Speed guys going at it. Neither has a win this year, Eric. So both these TJ Speed guys, I would bet, are going to risk a lot to try to get a victory.
Well, not only that, but this is the longest green flag run, all things considered, of the race weekend. We've had 5 laps under green here, so this is now where the tires are really starting to find their grip levels and really coming up to optimum operating temperature. So Miles Rowe sitting in that 3rd place, that's not necessarily the worst place to be for Miles.
Well, I'll tell you this. Here we go, side by side again into Canada. Indeed, they are going at it. Miles Rowe right there watching. I don't know that I want to be that close. I think I'd like where Jonathan Brown is right now, a couple of car likes, because the draft is going to bring him back into the fight, but you just don't want to get collected. Look at this next group. This is 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, all lining up. Escoto, De Alba, Ushijima, Denmark, St. Jean, Lee, and Porto. Jordan Missig has got himself up into 11th, but he's about a half a second back of that group. He'll keep digging.
I think what helped Missig quite a bit yesterday were the yellow flags, though. He was able to kind of restart and capitalize on those restarts. Battle for the lead into turn 1.
Yeah, defensive move to the inside as they continue to battle. Pizzi, I think, tried to make a move, didn't quite stick. Here's the side-by-side action again. De Alba on the outside. De Alba battling it out big time with Escoto. That is for 5th. Nobody leaving anything on the table right now. And De Alba back to P5. This isn't even for a podium position. This is 5th to 11th, going at it. De Alba's got the spot. Look at them lining up again as they work their way back up here into turn number 5.
Well, we talk very often about how these championships come to, 3 wide into turn 5 into braking.
Goodness. Oh, there's drivers off. Not surprising. De Alba goes around. De Alba in the 91 has spun. And so has Lucas St. Jean. That thing's crabbing. He's got an issue there, I believe. Suspension damage for St. Jean, and De Alba back underway. All that action we saw coming down into turn number 5. And there's another driver off of the gravel trap on the exit. That's the 91 pulling away. Another driver to the right here in the gravel trap of turn number 5. We could potentially be going full course yellow. That, we're being told, the 47 to Jackson Lee. Full course yellow on the racetrack. Lee is out. Great races for De Alba, for Lee, for St. Jean, all going by the wayside. We keep using the word patience. Michael D'Orlando used it in his guest appearance up here in the booth yesterday. Man, we were good. 6 laps in, we still had 9 to go, and that patience did not happen in that corner. Eric, we saw them 3 wide.
That I think, not to call out anyone individually, but that has been lacking, I think, not just in this group of drivers, but for all of our groups here this weekend with this new pavement. The grip levels are much different and maybe a little bit overconfident with the level of grip that we've had throughout the weekend.
Yep.
Being stuck on the outside, no one really ran a lot in turn 5, really on the outside. You find that there is going to be more grip out there, more similar to even a wet line, if you will. But this full course yellow resets the field just past halfway. So the interesting thing is this is what Jordan Missig capitalized on yesterday.
Yep.
Were the yellow flags in the restart.
I'm having a quick look to see where we've got Lucas St. Jean as well. I believe he'll be coming into pit lane. Yeah, the 32 as well. I want to say the 32 of Christian Weir back on track, but he is down, I think, down a lap. But Christian Weir gaining some points, getting back out onto the racetrack, as we said. So, again, tough one there. I believe Lucas St. Jean, I don't even know if he's even able to come back here. I think it looked like damage to me when he was pulling away from the accident scene. The car was kind of crabbing a little bit that would make you look like kind of sidestepping, like it had bent something in the rear of the car. So let's have a look here, folks. We've got a bit of a replay for you. Let's get a good feel for this, as I think we're going to see the leaders coming in and maybe a shot of them coming down into turn number 5. We'll see what kind of a shot we got. So there's the leaders through. So one driver's already dropped the wheel coming down into the corner. There we go, coming in. Everybody diving. I want to say potential contact from the inside. That was tough. Here's the shot again. Yeah, De Alba gets looped around, or does he either spins by himself or potential contact for De Alba. That's the issue. There's already contact for Jackson Lee. Damage to that right front. So Lee potentially, I think, might have made contact maybe with his teammate coming in there. That would make sense if there's a left rear damage to Lucas St. Jean. I'm going to ask if we can see both of those shots again. Now that we've kind of got a first look at it, those of you looking on the big screens, you can have a little feel here. And again, hello to those of you tuning in here on the USF Pro Championships TV YouTube channel or mobile app, watching the live coverage here from Road America. We'll have another look at those replays. It's hard for us actually to see where the contact is. Again, the leader's coming through. You think about the driver dropping a wheel coming down in there. There's De Alba coming in the inside. I want to say De Alba trying to get to the inside of a Scoto.
Just ran the braking zone. He was going really deep.
And he gets up on the curbing on the inside as well.
And Jackson Lee has nowhere to go as his teammate, St. Jean, checking up and made contact. But
here's the other shot right
there.
Got
to feel for Jackson Lee, though.
100%, yeah.
He's had a rough weekend.
He's trying to kind of pitch back to the inside. He gets into the left rear of St. Jean. So St. Jean's got left rear damage, right front damage for the 47 to Jackson Lee. And to me, I think it looks like De Alba's trying to get to the inside of Scoto. Scoto's defending to pinch in. I think De Alba got up on the curbing a little bit, and as he did, that kind of obviously upsets the car's balance. He rolls back on throttle. And it's going to go around at that point there. And at that point, everybody's trying to just see if they can't take evasive maneuvers to not get caught up in the incident.
Well, and when you're that close to the apex entry, that near to the full driver's left curbing, that would certainly be a situation where you're probably not going to make the corner.
Well, and you're already threshold braking as it is. You've already had that first initial brake hit. You're trying to get to the point where you can release off the brake and roll through the corner. So that's one of the toughest parts of it. Let's restack things here, though, folks, because this is interesting. Zendelli and Pizzi up front, P1 and P2. They've been battling it out. big time. Miles Rowe and Jonathan Brown kind of sitting there watching it all happen, feeling pretty comfortable about it, ready to pounce. Risa Shijima now moves up into the 5th. Remember, this was the battle that we saw there from 5th to 11th. So Risa Shijima to 5th, Kiko Porto 6th, Ricardo Escoto, we believe, able to get through unscathed in 7th. Jordan Missig from 17th to 8th. He'll take this, as will Jace Denmark and Joel Gramforce, who's now moved into 10th. Montiero runs 11th. Sooner Murthy in 12th. Brewer 13th. Jack William Miller 14th. Drivers, I believe, Salvador de Alba continues. He's 7th, as did, Lucas St. John did come around. So we're back to green flag racing. Yeah, we're going to go right back at it here. I'm going to again see if we pick up St. Jean as we're side by side coming down into 1. Big attack mode here right now for Pizzi. Can he get by? Look at this coming down into 1.
Pizzi got a great launch.
Aggressive there. Ushijima right in the fight as well. Man, aggressive into turn number 1. They are going at it again. Little brake lockup coming down, a little dust in the corner. Opening lap, we know cautions breed caution, so we'll cross our fingers that people are clean through this opening lap so we can get back at it. 8 laps in the books, 7 laps remaining, working lap number 9. And not surprising, some drivers seeing this as the opportunity to get back in it. Eric will expect some aggressive running down into 5.
Braking duel into turn 5.
Pizzi, I think, with the lead.
I think Jonathan Brown may have gotten around Rowe.
Look at this up the hill as well. It's Zendelli back at the inside. He throws a slider, and indeed, Brown through. Let's get back to 7. Brown on the outside. He's going to tuck back in wisely, but Brown will get a spot there as a little teammate-on-teammate crime at the top of the hill. I think that was Zendelli throwing it in there.
Oh, big crossover for Rowe, it looked like.
Locked up the left front, too, Eric. Wow.
Everybody made it through.
How?
I don't know, but they all made it through.
Look who's up to P5. How about Jordan Missig on the outside of the carousel?
He is a restart machine this weekend.
Man, Missig pushing hard. I think he may be up to 5th or 6th. 5th spot for Missig from 17th. Buoyed by that 3rd place finish yesterday. The Pabst Racing driver up on the wheel right now. He leads the Pabst crew as we've seen Rowe kind of get eaten up there. He's moved back a couple of spots. He's
Missig on the outside, battle for 4th.
That was 2 of the drivers from Jay Howard, I think, side by side, back in 7th as well, going through Canada Corner. These guys are throwing it all out here now, using this opening lap to potentially settle back in. We'll give you the full field rundown when they come back across the line, because I think it's Pizzi and Brown potentially pulling out to the lead. A win yesterday for for Turn 3 Motorsports with Michael D. Orlando. Can Brown get them the victory here today? And indeed, it is Zendelli leading. Pizzi, I believe, back, into the 2nd spot. Yeah, he was able to get back by Brown. So Zendelli the leader. Pizzi, Brown, Porto. Miles Rowe runs in 5th. Jordan Missig 6th across the line. So Rowe gets back by his teammate. Escoto, Ushijima, Granforce, and Denmark, top 10.
Looked like with Missig caught on the outside in turn 12, kind of opened the door a little bit and dropped back a spot. Miles Rowe taking advantage of that through Canada last time around. But Zendelli right now just head down, just 0.4 of a second lead over Pizzi, Brown, Porto, and Rowe, your top 5.
Yeah, the crazy thing about this right now, Eric, is the fact that these guys up front, look at this battle back and forth there. That's Rowe getting attacked as well. He's trying to get back by Kiko Porto. Oh, 3 wide up. No, that's just not going to happen. That's Jordan Missig. Missing on the outside as someone went to the inside to make it 3 wide. This is the approach that we're getting from a lot of the drivers. I had a chance to talk to our race directors before, and it just the idea of these drivers, just because the gap is there, they're filling that gap. It was already 2 wide coming up. Someone thinking it was a move to the inside was right. We've seen a lot of that right now, and I would bet that we're going to go full course caution again, because I think there's rear suspension damage to Jordan Missig coming back up the hill there. We'll be able to give you a look at that replay when we get a chance.
Missig is driving away. He got the car refired.
Wow, okay.
Looked like he may have stalled it trying to.
Shout out to the strength of the Tatis parts if he's able to continue on, but tough for him as he had a great run up into P5 and P6. Driver settling in here now after going green. I'm surprised we didn't go back. I'm really surprised that he was able to make his way back out of that area of the racetrack. Okay, we're going to have a look here, folks. This is the incident that happened up at the top of turn number 6. You'll see Jordan Missig on the outside, coming into the corner, and big move down the inside for one of the J. Howard driver development cars who's in front of Rowe. I want to say that may have been Ricardo Escoto, either Escoto or Usajima. I can't exactly tell right now.
Looks like Missig may not have necessarily seen the car right next to him, just where they were.
Well, I think he realized he had the guy beside him. It was whoever that J. Howard car just came sliding up the inside and didn't give the opportunity for whoever was in the middle to be able to come back across. That's tough for sure. And we'll see another driver coming up into pit lane here right now with damage potentially. I wonder whether or not it's Lucas St. Jean. It could actually be the number 7 of Bejoy Gargstale out in the racetrack. We'll see when they come back up the hill here. But again, one driver into pit lane may not even come, maybe coming straight into the paddock as well, may not even come back to the area. So, again, a driver slowing in the back part of the racetrack as well. But again, watch this battle. That's Missig coming through. But there's Jack William Miller trying to get a spot. Miller, I believe, able to go by potentially De Alba. A lot of chaos here in the second half of this race. 10 laps down, 5 to go. And the fight at the tail of the field just as good as the one up front. Last 4 drivers really going at it. De Alba, Miller, Brewer, Montiero's in there as well. But up front, 2 TJ Speed drivers looking to try to get their first wins of the season. Liram Zendelli and Pizzi right there. Jonathan Brown as well. They've actually built a gap over Kiko Porto as Miles Rowe has gone back a couple of positions. Pizzi, remember, second place in points, 47 points behind Miles Rowe, looking to see if he can't gain a couple here. Yeah, these 2 TJ Speed drivers are going at it. If I'm Jonathan Brown, I think I'm pretty comfortable P3. I got a bit of a gap back to Kiko Porto. He's got, 6-7 tenths of a second. Got some room there, maybe even a little bit more than that now. And Porto kind of all by himself, too. I don't even know that Porto's in position to pull on the draft right now either. So Porto may be kind of out there by himself. You see how far back he is there in P4 as the top 3 kind of lining up. There's Porto. Then there's that next group rolling through. Is Jordan Missig coming into pit lane as well. So damage for Missig. We'll see whether or not they get him back on the track. You saw the move there to the inside coming Rowe. Rowe trying to get by Reese Ushijima. That would be for P5. Look at this gaggle coming down into one. Behind those 2 drivers. Oh, that was so close. That's Denmark, Escoto, and Grand Force. Knifing left and right. There is a level of intensity brewing here in the second half, Eric, of this one, as we've got 4 laps to go, 11 down in a 15-lapper. Lots of time on the clock. So Zendelli, Pizzi, and Brown look to be the drivers, though, in the fight for the race win coming down here into 5.
And all of these battles throughout the field kind of building a little bit of just intensity and certainly maybe a little bit of frustration that's going to simmer for 2 weeks when you get to the next round.
Oh, that's very true. We go to Mid-Ohio in a couple of weeks, and if these guys don't get themselves focused, this is going to be
tight quarters at Mid-Ohio.
Exactly that. I'll tell you who we can't count out right now, and I said he was significantly back, and that's Kiko Porto, the Brazilian for D-Force Racing. He was 0.6 of a second quicker than the leader last time by. There's Porto there, P4 trying to dig in. There's 5th and 6th, and that is Rowe and Usajima. Yeah, I don't think he's done yet, though. There's 5th and 6th right there. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Escoto, Denmark, Grand Force, and Sundar Murthy up into the top 10 now. Yeah, I just feel that this battle between the 2 TJ Speed drivers, you got Pizzi kind of in the battle for the championship. Liram Zendelli didn't run the oval race, so he's well back in the championship points for not running that event and not gathering those points. You wonder whether or not team owner Tim Neff on the radio may be saying, hey, let's at least run cleanly. I don't think you can tell your driver to let the other guy by for a championship battle, because Zendelli, he wants the race win just as much as Pizzi does. But at the very least, can we please make this a TJ Speed 1-2 as opposed to maybe seeing both those cars? Yeah. Be smart and try to bring it home.
Is the advice I'm giving.
Race hard.
Yeah.
But
race
be
hard,
smart.
be smart.
Yeah. You can see Jonathan Brown behind them trying to close back up. 3 laps to go. This will cap off our trip to Road America here with the USF Pro Championships, USF 2000, Pro 2000 drivers. We'll be back in August with the entry level of our program, the first rung, USF Juniors. Looking forward to that weekend and getting those drivers on this fantastic racetrack. A couple of drivers in USF 2000 were here kind of sampling things. Jack Jeffers and Max Taylor. We'll see them. Actually, Ethan Ho as well. He's running in the juniors program. So at least 3 drivers will be back here again. Look at this. Look at Jonathan Brown getting aggressive right now with Pizzi. And that's going to bring Kiko Porto back into the fight. whether or not, though, they can close back up on the leader, Liram Zendelli. Again, German driver racing under the Albanian flag. Does he get a race win? His first here in USF Pro 2000 competition. Missed out on the pole position with the red flag that we had in qualifying. He believed he was a couple of tenths up, but didn't get a chance to leverage that to go to P1. But contact between the front row drivers, Michael D'Orlando and Christian Weir, on the warm-up lap gives him the pole position that he thought he was going to get anyways. He started on pole alongside Jonathan Brown, who now runs P3.
Looks like the gap starting to spread a little bit here for Zendelli as we are coming to 2 laps to go.
Well, let's think about Pizzi. You're 47 points back. You're currently running second. You'd like to be able to battle for the race win. You want that victory, but you got Rowe back there in fifth, making up 7, 8, 9 points, whatever it may be. You know, you take what you can to claw yourself back into the championship for sure.
So we talked about this quite a bit with all of the yellow flags that we had yesterday, and not a lot of green flag runs. Could Pizzi maybe just kind of cooling the front Coopers off a little bit, maybe trying to get a run with 2 to go?
I wonder. You know, the gap is pretty big coming across the line. I think it's probably, is it over a second at this point here? It was 0.6 of a second on the last lap as they put 13 in the books. 2 laps remaining. I don't know that you'd want to get that far back right now. Yeah, 1.3 seconds. I don't know if it's just cooling the tires because, in fact, Pizzi's getting challenged here now. I believe we may see Jonathan Brown making a move to the inside. They're side by side. Brown's got position, and here comes Kiko Porto. Tough place to go side by side, Eric. Turn 3 is more of a setup corner for turn 5 as opposed to an overtake. And yeah, there it is. Porto right on the gearbox now of Pizzi.
You just lose so much speed with an abnormal line on the outside apex exit in turn 3. That's such a momentum corner, which sets up the passing maneuver into turn 5. And Porto looking for second here inside Brown, fading slightly to the left, back to the right, and Porto going to go to second spot. What a great move by Kiko Porto. Set that up perfect on the exit of 3.
Ideal,
perfect.
Right? Saw what they were doing. I'm going to get a better run. Big wide exit or entry and exit. Came out of the corner, makes one pass, and then it does the same thing coming out of turn number 5. Ideal, as Eric had said. He's seen a lot of passes in that corner at this racetrack. Kiko Porto, who I ruled out at one point back and forth, took advantage of them battling, and what is a great race car now. He's picking up speed here in the second half of this one.
If you're in the top 5 with 5 to go, you got a chance, right?
That's what I heard Michael D'Orlando say yesterday. Indeed. Kiko Porto now up into the second spot. I don't think that he's going to have enough to be able to chase down Liram Zendelli, who's looking for his first victory and the first win as well for TJ Speed Motorsports. They'll work their way down into Canada Corner. This is that battle for second. So second, third, and fourth, lining them up. It is now Porto second, Brown third, Pizzi, who is second back to fourth. That big run he was going to get, those points he was going to take home, not right now. That's a good battle further back there as well between Yuvan Sundermurthy, Nicholas Monteiro, and Salvador de Alba. I think Sundermurthy back into the top 10. Could be a couple of top 10 finishes for Sundermurthy when he hasn't had a lot of pace, but has kind of stayed out of trouble. Final lap on the racetrack. White flag flies from Aaron Likens. He'll pull those checkers out next time by. Will it be another new winner on the season? We will see as Liram Zendelli trying to get his first victory. Lots of room for Zendelli coming down to 3. He can cruise it home. And
Brown under attack from Pizzi. Pizzi again looking to the outside. Maybe try the crossover on the exit of 3.
Yeah, Porto looking good out front. He's got that second place pretty much locked up. The fight now, again, is for P3. They're going at it. Let's see if Brown can get in the draft a bit here. Look at this. Miles Rowe coming up close again. Rowe P5. But would he even risk it? 47-point lead? Yeah, he may try to go for 4th, but you have to. Almost wait for them to wreck. As Rowe now in the gearbox of Pizzi. That's second and first, 4th and 5th. The championship leaders now battling each other for 4th and 5th on the racetrack. There's a little good scrap a little further back as well. That's that shot we talked. Joel Granforce now running in the 7th spot. Chase Denmark in there as well. But final circuit here for Liram Zendelli, the German, to get his first win here at USF Pro Championships competition. TJ Speed looking for the victory. Porto, Brown, Pizzi, Miles Rowe right there as well coming through the carousel. Wow, we've had a fantastic battle here in this one. Some aggressive racing again like we saw. Oh, Rowe to the inside. Pizzi wisely gives it up to the kink. There's your answer.
That's your championship. That's your championship leader being smart.
Going by the inside of the.
Well, I think in this case, your championship leaders with Pizzi under attack, just bailing out there.
Oh, well, yeah. So Pizzi in second in points. He kind of gave it up a little bit there. I'm surprised Rowe made the move to the inside of the kink, but hey, he's got a good race car. And listen, if you're on the inside coming in, that's the place to be. But really the place to be, let's be real, here at Road America is this kind of a lead coming out of turn number 14. For the first time in 2023, the winner in USF Pro 2000 will be Liram Zendelli, victorious here at Road America. The German, a fantastic drive as he gets the win. What a scrap over the last circuit. And drivers coming forward over the last handful of laps. Kiko Porto up to second. Miles Rowe up into fourth. A great drive for Jonathan Brown as well. He ends up in third. Pizzi, who battled for the lead early with his teammate Liram Zendelli, ends up in fifth. He will be disappointed with the end result there as it's Zendelli, Porto, Brown, Rowe, and Pizzi top five. Joel Grandforce, what a great recovery for him. He comes up into sixth. Chase Denmark in seventh. Ricardo Escoto in eighth. Reese Ushijima ends up in ninth. Salvador de Alba in 10th. Yuven Sooner Murthy, I don't know what happened in the last couple of laps. He went from 10th back into 13th as Salvador de Alba, the last driver within the top 10. There's 11th back to 20th, and we know
Jack William Miller, all things considered, the way that his weekend has gone a little bit, that's, I think, a good result for Jack, getting a couple of spots at the end.
Drivers not making it to the end. Michael D'Orlando, we know he and Christian Weir with issues early. Weir actually getting back on track. He comes up to 15th to save some points. Lucas St. Jean with contact down with Jackson Lee. Bejoy Garg was out early as well, as was Jordan Missick with that contact later in the race.
So interesting to note, Bejoy Garg did not make the original call, came out, made one lap more than Michael D'Orlando, and gained the points.
No good. My goodness.
Okay, so
yeah,
sometimes it pays to fix
true
and
enough.
go.
Yeah, true enough. There is the unofficial top 10, though. Liram Zendelli with his first win of the season. Kiko Porto finishing in second ahead of Jonathan Brown. That'll be your podium. And again, three different teams as well. TJ Speed, D-Force, and Turn 3 Motorsport on the podium. Pabst Racing in fourth with Miles Rowe and Francesco Pizzi. Still a strong run to fifth. I believe he'll hold on to the second place in points, but it will be another extension of the lead for Miles Rowe, probably over 50 points heading to Mid-Ohio. This guy is, the wins came early in the season, but he's getting the consistency now mid-season, which is what you need to continue. Like he's just driving well and not making mistakes. He's not the best driver or the fastest driver out there. It's the others in the championship that are falling by the wayside.
Well, and you look at costly mistakes that tend to cost you championships. Look what happened to Michael D'Orlando. That's a huge blow to Michael's championship hopes, with him just kind of struggling a little bit with the new car. And he said that yesterday. He said, to be fair, this is the first season in the bigger car and struggling a little bit. And he was just happy to be at a place where he felt comfortable and to have two front row starts, pole yesterday, outside pole today. Just a tough break for Michael.
He's going to be gutted. The bottom line is he was 76 points back, probably had an opportunity to move into like fifth or sixth based on the pace he had. Salvador de Alba, who is right now fifth place in points, was 10th. Has D'Orlando got another win or potentially even been on the podium, he would have likely jumped himself up into the top five. So all in all, a tough run for the drivers here in this L&W Supply Grand Prix of Road America, but not for Liram Zendelli. He'll be pulling his way into victory lane here momentarily, and then, well, of course, I'll head down to victory lane to have a chance to introduce the top three drivers, hand out some hardware, and, of course, give that first-place trophy and have an interview with Liram Zendelli. And here he comes, the German driver, again, running under the Albanian flag of the TJ Speed machine. His first win here, and again, could this open the floodgates up for Zendelli? We talk about winning races and how crucial it is for these young drivers and the momentum and confidence they have. Zendelli is going to be happy with this one for sure. His first win here on American soil. It'll be celebration time, and indeed, Zendelli getting the victory. Thrilled for sure. The winner of race number 2 of the L&W Supply Grand Prix of Road America. The team loved it as well. Their first win here in the program as well. Eric, time for me to exit. I'm going to head down to victory lane. What a tremendous drive. Folks, those of you tuning in live here on the USF Pro Championship channel, don't go anywhere. When we get back, we'll have victory lane celebrations.
Get them while they're hot.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready? And it's all thanks to Kyle. Thank you. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
It's your Uncle Cooper. Sure, once in a blue moon, you might need your tires for hauling a horse in a hailstorm. But most days, you're gonna need your tires for tougher things. Like teaching your sister's kid how to parallel park. Thankfully, these Cooper and Duramaxes aren't just tough, they're everyday tough. Okay, there's a lot of improvement. Go with the Coopers. Cooper!
Well, all that's left from here at Road America is the podium presentation for USF Pro 2000, but these guys don't have too much time on the bench because they're right back at it in just over a week's time as we head to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course on June 30th to July the 2nd. The USF Pro 2000 battle is tightening up. It's the stretch run, as we know. Road America's behind us. Now we look at Mid-Ohio, Toronto, Coda, and of course Portland to cap things all off. Championship is tight. Racing's going to be great. Make sure to follow along all the action just over a week's time from Mid-Ohio.
The USF Pro Championships, the world's greatest motorsports ladder program with a proven formula, where top junior drivers from around the world come to compete across the best tracks in North America, where the opportunity to climb to the top is guaranteed, promoting every champion to the next stage, where champions are made and legends established. 52 races, over 50 up-and-coming drivers, and 3 scholarships valued at over $1.3 million. The USF Pro Championships, tomorrow's champions, forged today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are down here in Victory Lane at Road America to cap off our USF Pro Championships events here, this edition of our trip to this fantastic racetrack, the L&W Grand Prix of Road America, rolling in here with the drivers here in this USF Pro 2000 category. What a race it was, and we have a new winner as well, and a number of guests from L&W Supply to help us pass out some hardware. Let's get things underway with the drivers able to make it to the podium here on a beautiful Sunday morning. Third place today for Turn 3 Motorsports, the Irishman, Jonathan Brown. What a battle up front that was. And to present Jonathan with his trophy, again, one of our guests from L&W Supply, Tanner Dahlman. Thank you, Tanner. Big one for Jonathan Brown. What a weekend for Turn 3 as well. Victory yesterday. Jonathan on the podium here, P3. I actually counted this guy out. I figured he was back and forth. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get up there. He 100% got the job done, worked his way to 4th to 3rd, and the 2nd place, the final finish for D-Force Racing, the Brazilian, Kiko Porto. What a drive. And to present him with his trophy, Brody Duchesne, again, one of our guests from L&W Supply. Thank you, Brody. And what a drive for Kiko. As they were battling up front, he kept his head down, got closer and closer, and it literally went from 4th to 2nd in a matter of a couple of corners. Driver we're going to bring up here now with the race win has been working hard to get this throughout the season. His first win here on American soil, and the first win for TJ Speed Motorsports as well, folks. Put your hands together, running on the Albanian flag, Liram Zandelli. Liram, long time coming. I know you wanted that win. You and Pizzi fighting it out tooth and nail the whole time. Tell me what it means for you to get this victory.
Unbelievable. First of all, thank you to the team. That's been a great car all the weekend. But that race, the slipstream effect is just way too big. If you're within 7/10, you're not going to escape. Had to make the people behind me do some mistake and get away because I had to defend all the laps.
I know that in qualifying you were just short. That red flag came out and you lost a fast lap, so you weren't on pole. You eventually were on pole because of the contact between the front row on the warm-up lap. What were your thoughts when you saw that happen?
I was confused because I didn't know if the yellow flag's going to be waved or we have to wait for the green flag and then go. Didn't know who is going to dictate the pace. But then I got the call on the radio that I'm the leader and I have to dictate the pace the next lap. And from there on, it was a bit easier, but it was unfortunate because, I mean, it was my teammate in front of me, and I would have been happier to have all three of us up here. So,
what does this win mean for the rest of the season? Are you going to win some more races this year?
I think a win is always kind of an icebreaker. You always want to have it, and you're like sometimes a bit too aggressive on it, and then maybe do some more mistakes. No, I have it, and let's see what the future brings.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
One more time for my race winner, folks, Liram Zandelli from TJ Speed. Let's bring that P1 trophy in. Laura Totter, one of our guests from L&W Supply, will help us out here. Again, another winner on the season. TJ Speed getting the victory. Liram Zandelli with the victory as he battled out hardcore with his teammate Francesco Pizzi. We saw Jonathan Brown right in there as well. A number of drivers were in the fight. Fun to watch Kiko Porto working his way forward and making that move to get himself up into second. A big run up the hill to turn number 6 to come away with P2. A big result for Kiko Porto. 3 different teams on the podium as well. TJ Speed, D-Force Racing, and Turn 3 Motorsports. A good display of the parity that we have among so many quality racing teams as part of this USF Pro Championships presented by Cooper Tires. Some electric racing throughout the field there as well. Sadly, a couple of drivers not able to make it to the end of the checkered flag, but we'll do it all over again in just about 9 or 10 days' time when we head to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course with both USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000, part of the IndyCar weekend there. Great way to kick off the day. There's going to be so much great action around this 4-mile strip of asphalt here in Wisconsin. Shout out to Discount Tire. We'll get those hats on here as well. Of course, they're the naming partner of our driver scholarship program, which will award one of the drivers here in this program, whoever wins the championship in USF Pro 2000, that scholarship worth over $660,000 to move to Indy next in 2024. Following in the footsteps of so many great drivers. Louis Foster, of course, last year's USF Pro 2000 champion. Other guys coming up through the ranks who have won there and in Indy next, including Pato Award, Renus VK, Oliver Askew, Kyle Kirkwood, of course, winning all the way through the USF Pro Championships program. Now running with Andretti Autosport. We wish him the best of luck. All of our graduates, wishing them the best of luck here today in the Sansio Grand Prix. Get those L&W hats on. Of course, big thank you to everyone from L&W Supply for being here this weekend. A lot of great guests enjoying the weekend here. Finishing off things here at the Road America Victory Lane, a place you want to be at the end of competition. Work hard all week long. We were on track on Thursday with test day. All these drivers getting their first real chance to get on this new pavement, to get a feel for it, not only for the drivers, but for the engineers as well. You think about the countless years our race teams have been coming to this racetrack. They've got that notebook, right? They know exactly what the baseline setup's going to be. When you put brand new pavement down, everything changes. The corner speeds so much increased as they were from years past. You talk about the tech to the IndyCar drivers, the same thing. We're carrying more gear through some of the corners. It's just a radically different character for the track here in 2023. So everybody really coming in with a clean sheet of paper, trying to figure out exactly what they need to do to find speed. And again, that's why I think it's even more impressive. The drivers who are able to get success here this weekend were able to do so with some very, very tough conditions. Time for us to cap things off here, folks, in the USF Pro Championships. And what do we end up with? Just a champagne spray. Guys, grip it and rip it. Let's have some fun. It's champagne time. The winner today, Liram Zendelli. Kiko Porto second, Jonathan Brown in third. The Albanian, the Brazilian, and the Irishman. An international podium here today in USF Pro 2000. Those of you tuning in live on the broadcast, thank you so much, folks. It's been a fantastic weekend here in Road America. On behalf of Anderson Promotions, Discount Tire, Cooper Tires, and L&W Supply, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.